Amending the Constitution. We know that's Article 5 of the Constitution, and there are two ways to propose. That means if somebody wants to amend the Constitution, there are two different ways that they can do that. The only thing that I want you to know is that both of those ways have to take place at the national level, Washington, D.C. 2/3 of both houses of Congress. So we're talking about the House of Representatives and the Senate. Both of them, 2/3 of their members, have to vote in favor of this. But then there's a second step. We can't have the national government being allowed to change the Constitution just because they want to. Once again, just like the Declaration of Independence, just like the Constitution, everything has to be sent to the states to ratify. So there are two ways to ratify this or to formally approve this, and it takes 3/4 of all of the states. So there are two ways to propose. Both of them take place at the national level with 2/3 votes of Congress. Then there are two ways to ratify or approve it, and both of those take place at the state level, and they both deal with 3/4 of the states wanting to do this. So in essence, if you take a combination of the two ways to propose and the two ways to ratify, there are actually 4 ways in total to amend the Constitution. We haven't talked about federalism, but we have talked about the difference between a confederacy and a federal government. And we talked about in a confederacy, the states were sovereign. But in a federal government, the states and the national government share power. And so when we look at this amending process, it is a reflection of federalism because the federal government can't change it by itself, and the state government, they have to share that power. So it takes both of them, the national and the state government, to amend that. Something else you need to know is this does not involve the president. The president does not sign constitutional amendments. It's not a law, but it's a change to the Constitution. So it requires Congress, 2/3 of them, and then 3/4 of the states. You have to have a combination of both of them, but the president is not involved in this process. Thousands of amendments throughout the years have been proposed. There are amendments on equal rights and equal pay and flag burning and defining marriage as a man and a woman. There's all kinds of issues that people want to amend the Constitution to make it the law of the land. But of those thousands of amendments that have been proposed, only 33 of them have had the 2/3 support in the House and Senate that they need in order to be sent to the states. So thousands have been proposed. 33 have had the required 2/3 votes of both houses, and we're going to send those to the states. And of those 33 amendments, 27 of them have actually been ratified by 3/4 of the states, and that gives us our 27 amendments that we have today.